So, Train Simulator 2013 has just come out. I already had Train Simulator 2012, so those of you that have already got the game, it's just updated on Steam. As you probably know, and as everyone should know, Train Simulator is essentially the pinnacle of simulating trains. So there's a new menu. This is my first time loading Train Simulator 2013 up, so it's interesting to see what's different. Since going on Steam, it seems that the game's actually gained popularity over how it was before. Obviously, initially it was just the dedicated train fans that would be playing this, but when it went on Steam, it got a lot of exposure, and a lot of people that probably wouldn't have played a train simulator ended up playing it, and it's quite enjoyable. I mean, yes, driving a train is simple, but it's driving a train, and that can be quite fun if you're that way inclined. So anyway, without further ado, let's see. Off the top of the bat, the initial interface, they didn't have the ability to. It looks like you can buy stuff through the game, which is nice. So you can actually see what's there, but also just be able to select the train visually. Without previously, you would have to know the name of the train, and for the more casual users who don't know the names of trains, having a picture to select is nice. Filters. Oh right, you can choose what. I was gonna say train nationality. Okay, different. Okay, they're toggle buttons. I don't own any trains. Okay, owning the game, right. Apparently I own 5 trains. Which shall I go for? Great Western Main Line. Yeah, this is nice. They've done a really good job on making the interface a lot more accessible. This is the original game was quite confusing to navigate. I mean, it's the kind of thing where if you fiddle with it, you get used to it, it'd be fine. But for initial users, it'd be a bit confusing. And like I said, as now it's on Steam, when the Steam sales are on, a lot of people will pick this up just for the sake of having the experience of driving a train. I'll pick a mission. You can see I've already done some of the missions, probably badly. Right, just do free roam in Oxford in autumn. Go. Though the original, the 2012 version also had some loading issues. It seems to be a lot smoother. Like the other one would load, but you wouldn't be able to tell if the game had crashed or if it was still loading. It would just seem to pause and wait. Bit like if you were to actually get a real train, you'd sort of pay your ticket, go on the platform, and you just wait. And you're not really be told that your train's been delayed for a couple of hours. So in that way, it was quite realistic. But it looks like they've gone for the. You can actually see that the game's loading now. So that's something they should maybe put into the game, is a train delay simulator. It does have like does have traffic lights and stuff that stop you, and you do have people. There's one mission in the game where hooligans pull the brake, and you have to wait for the train to restart, and it says the police arrest a guy. It's quite an exciting game, really. Oh, it's still loading. I thought it'd finished then. Oh dear. Still takes quite a while to load. It's not the fastest of game engines, but does the job. So you get to listen to me talk about utter nonsense whilst we wait for the experience that is Train Simulator 2013. A game that I would sell my legs to play. No, I wouldn't really. But it's not bad. Simulator rather than a game, I should say. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's free roam, so in free roam you can literally move around, then you click on the train that you want to go in. But you can see from the graphics, it's a nice looking game, and a lot of some of the train lines in this game are based near where I live in the northeast, and they're fairly accurate. The stations are pretty decent. There's a lot of models that are generic models, like these houses, for example. Though, mind you, every house in England looks the same. No, there are differences, but a lot of houses are the same. So even though there are repeating models, it's decent, and each individual station, or the main stations, they've taken the real details. You can see here, I think this is supposed to be Oxford, I think, and they've actually, the cities and towns have their own unique buildings to them. Yeah, it's supposed to be Oxford Cathedral, and you know, the layouts of each area, as you would expect of each area, which is really nice, and they have put a lot of effort into that. So when you're actually in the train driving, I will go in the train instead of flying around, but when you're actually in the train driving, it's quite convincing and quite believable. So without further ado, oh, one thing, one of the first things I did with this game is change the field of view, because built into the game, I don't know in the updated one if you can change it yet, but the field of view is quite zoomed in, and you can change the field of view in the launch options, and what that does, you get far more immersive, something that far closely matches what you'd see in the real world whilst you're in a train, and makes it far more believable. So I don't know if it doesn't look like they put that in the game by default, but it's something to remember if you want to really experience the joys of driving a train. So I'm going to freestyle this. Yeah, I'm in Oxford, so let's freestyle it. What they've done, talking about the interface, they've added a simplified interface. Oh dear. I don't know what I'm doing. Get all aboard my train. It's perfectly safe. It's totally safe. I'm not going to kill you at all. Get on my happy train. Yeah, what they've done is they've simplified the interface for those of us that don't know how to drive a train, and you can do a tutorial. Just notice they seem to improve the real-time lighting in the 2013 version, which is very nice. Nothing like a nice tree shadow there. Adds to the immersion, that's the thing. Yeah, so they made the interface really accessible for emergency. I've already broken the rules. I'm sorry, don't sack me. I just got this job as a train driver. Please. Get going. Oh. Okay. Maybe they've actually updated the interface in this 2013 version. The passengers are probably already a little bit worried by the fact that the train stopped or stalled on the way out of the platform due to me breaking the rules. If you want, you can click on the virtual controls. And I believe you can also use the keys on the keyboard, but I don't know which ones, but you can. We're now rolling. Oh, I doubt I've got to beat the horn. That's realism for you. Oh yeah! I'm in my train. Yeah. It's really good. I'm now driving a train. And what a feature! You can, whilst driving a train, you can learn the phonetic alphabet. So not only does this game give you the experience of driving a train, you can use it as an educational tool to learn the phonetic alphabet, which you never know. You might get hit by a car and need to explain to someone over the phone that you've been hit by a car, and for some reason you need to know the phonetic alphabet because it's noisy and you have to be clear and say the number plate of the car that hit you. That's a possible scenario. Just saying, this is not just a train simulator. It's a versatile tool. So I'm moving. So what do you do when you're driving a train? Well, it seems that most of it revolves around trying to match the speed limit as best possible, not go through red lights, and stop at stations. And that's the life of a train driver. I'm sure they do other things. Any train drivers watching this video can tell me what they do. Sorry for my ignorance. going to... oh yeah, one of the nice features, you can look out the window. Now I've got a bit of a haircut there, gelled hair. I'm pretty happy actually, seems to be tapping along. It's happy to be a train driver. And you should be. I mean, if you're driving trains, you wouldn't have a worry in the world. You're just moving along, chilling out, get to go to all the different towns on a train line. Good times. So into the cabin, cockpit. No, the wrong words are being used here. And there's no one driving the train now because I'm actually just looking around. So these guys are completely oblivious that the conductor is now a disembodied floating head looking at them. This guy's totally unaware that there's no driver of the train and he's been looked at. And then the woman is looking at me through this seat. She's not moving. In fact, none of them are moving. They're all traumatised from that initial jump at the start. But you can go through all the carriages. That was the word I was looking for before. Oh, zooming in, zooming out. You can go through the carriages. I might be stuck on this one carriage, but you can. I think you have to click on it from outside. But you can click through the carriages and see different views from each carriage and experience the joys of riding on a train. There's a guy at the back of the train. Don't know what his job is, but he seems happy. Happy with his sitting in the back of a train watching the world go by. See this very realistic train. These are the first Pennine Express trains that we have in the North East. They go down to London as well, I think. Some cars driving up above. It's a very realistic simulation of a train. Oh, here we go. This is how you go from each carriage. I'm going to put things up a notch. Oh, here we go, turbo engage. The game's running pretty well. I'm running on a Core i5 2500K, 8 gigabytes of RAM I think, or 6 gigabytes of RAM, and then a GeForce 460 or some old crappy graphics card in it. It's running well. I'm running in window mode at the moment. So running really smooth. It seems to be running a bit better than the previous one actually, whilst also looking nice. But I think they've improved the sound effects as well, which is cool. Here you go, more English housing. These of course are just in a field, which is a bit strange. But this town will, although obviously the buildings are generic models, and generally the actual placing, look, there would be a town here in real life. I'm not sure which town, but there would be a town there in real life. Don't know which direction I'm going. Probably might be going in the direction of North Allerton. Who knows? It's an adventure. I hope the passengers probably thought, getting on this train, they were like, right, we're going to go to Newcastle or Darlington, and we'll trust the driver. We'll know where he's going. And in reality, they've got a train where the driver doesn't have a clue what he's doing. In fact, isn't even going to keep to the speed limit. He's going to see what happens. Those are the risks that happen when you get on a train with gamer muscle in control. Click on a map actually, it should say where we are. Oh, here we go, Bradley. Don't even know what Bradley is, but let's have a look. Oh, here we go. So I've left Oxford. I don't actually know where I am. Let's go back to the train. Sorry passengers, your driver is completely clueless and is probably going to get you all killed. It's approaching the speed limit. Oh, some nice birds there. Attention to detail. Oh, it's probably supposed to stop here. I'm not going to. Column 2. But you get the idea. Driving trains, picking up passengers, stopping at train stations, and when you're playing the game properly and it's not just free roaming, a lot of it is about literally just matching your speed to the speed limit, and then the speed limit will come up here. You try and stay as close to it as possible without going over it, and that will keep you on time. And then looking out for lights and stopping. It's not the hard. Oh dear, I was supposed to stop there. I was just about to say it's not the hardest of games to play, but obviously it's difficult for me. I'm a bit inept when it comes to driving trains. My ears are hurting. Off, right. But it's strangely... oh god, I'm going to hit a car. Oh no. It's strangely... oh dear. Strangely relaxing to play this game though. And I found myself doing the missions on it and just playing through it. And you can stop a mission halfway through or whenever you want, so you don't have to sit in a train for 3 hours and do a full journey. There's something quite hypnotic about watching the British countryside roll past you whilst you try and balance the speed of the train. So it is enjoyable. It's definitely the kind of game that's worth picking up in the Steam sale. Even if you hate trains, it's worth doing it for the experience of learning to drive a couple of trains and understanding a bit of what goes on in that industry, and learning the phonetic alphabet, of course, which is probably the true reason to get this kind of a game. But I think that'll do for now. I've witted on. This is probably the worst video I've ever made, but hopefully it's been informative, and hopefully you'll buy Train Simulator 2013. If you're not really into trains, wait for it to come up in the Steam sale, where it'll probably go for under 10 quid or under $15, and you won't be disappointed. Trains are wicked. Thanks for watching, and enjoy Train Simulator 2013.